What's crack-lackin' challengers? I'm your host, James Morelan, and in this video we are talking about the 5 best betta fish tank mates to keep in your aquarium. So in the last video I picked up a golden betta fish, and it is a beautiful fish, and some people said I should keep some other fish in that aquarium, so it got me thinking, what fish are actually compatible with betta fish? In the past, I've kept fish with betta fish and they've been pretty successful, but I decided to do some research and find an exact list, and I want to share that with you. Now before we start this, betta fish are known as the Siamese fighting fish because they're known to be aggressive. So while you're doing this, I really recommend doing this in an aquarium that is bigger than 10 gallons. Just because 10 gallons is like a decent size for aquariums and a decent size for fish, and it'll give them enough room to swim around and they won't have to worry about being stressed out. Another tip I recommend is having your betta fish for a little bit and watching the temperament of your betta fish. So when you're feeding them, if they tend to jump at the food and be kind of aggressive, it might not be the best idea to keep other fish with them because they might do that while they're feeding. So starting off the list is Cory Catfish, specifically albino Cory Catfish. These are one of my favorite fish and they are an amazing bottom feeder. Basically, they're known for their bristles in the front of their face, and what they do is they swim around sifting through your substrate. They really prefer aquariums with sand so they don't damage their bristles while they're sifting for food, and they're a bottom feeder, so they don't have to worry about aggressively fighting for food with your betta fish, and I really recommend them in any aquarium. Coming in at number 2 is a bristlenose Pleco. Now these Plecos are another amazing bottom feeder for your aquarium, and these guys are a little bit bigger. They do prefer aquariums that are about 20 to 25 gallons and bigger. They're a lot smaller than the standard Pleco, which can get like 12 inches, so they're a great solution for your fish tank, and I highly recommend them. But make sure you have a piece of wood because they do like to have aquariums that have wood in them, like driftwood. And yeah, they will clean up after your fish, and they also do like eating wafers. My third choice, which is actually like a couple of choices in one, is snails. You guys know that I love snails. I recommend ramhorn snails, Malaysian trumpet snails, mystery snails, or even nearite snails. And they will help clean up your aquarium and clean up the excess matter and possibly algae in the aquarium. And they also add a nice characteristic to the aquarium. So if your betta fish is swimming around the tank, the snails will be moving slow, and it has that nice kind of dynamic together. Personally, I would really recommend picking up some Malaysian trumpet snails. These guys are amazing at cleaning your aquariums. Basically with their shells, they burrow in underneath the substrate and they sift it all around, and while doing that it stirs up the old sand and old substrate, which keeps the surface clean as well as prevents any ammonia or anything building up underneath the sand. So that's really why I love Malaysian trumpet snails, and I have them in every single one of my aquariums. Check out a link down below if you want to pick some up from me. My next selection is a golden Tetra. Now these may not be the flashiest of Tetras and flashiest of fish, but they will do great in a betta fish aquarium, especially if you keep them in a school. And my next possible choice is Guppies. Now, some people say that Guppies aren't the best tank mates just because they have bigger fins and betta fish possibly might go after them. But personally, I have kept Guppies with betta fish, and Guppies are one of the most popular fish in the aquarium hobby along with bettas, so it just makes sense that they should be able to go together. So yeah, they are a pretty good combination as long as it's done correctly. And one thing that I always get recommended if people ask how you feed the aquariums, what I like to do is I sprinkle food by the betta fish and I sprinkle food on the other side of the aquarium, just so the betta will have its own set of food and then the other fish can go after the other set. It doesn't really cause aggression, which is really good, and I recommend that if you decide to do this. And I guess my last bonus selection is shrimp. I personally love having shrimp in all of my aquariums. They're a great bottom feeder and they have amazing characteristics. They swim around and they filter through old matter, and they also like shrimp sticks or wafers, and they do really good in aquariums. They come in a vast variety of colors and different patterns, and you guys can like fall in love with these guys. Shrimp are like a completely different subcategory of aquariums. So you can have fish and shrimp, and they're so awesome, and I love to keep shrimp. I'll leave a link down below for Flip Aquatics. It is a sponsored link, but the thing is, like, all the shrimp I have in every single aquarium I got from Flip Aquatics, just because they have some super high quality shrimp and I've trusted them. So yeah, check them out down below because that's where I got mine, and I really recommend them. Now, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a shorter video. It's more of like a how-to or like a little tutorial video. But if you decide to try this in any of your aquariums, or if you possibly already have a community aquarium, send me a picture of it on my Instagram at James Morelan or at Challenge the Wild. I'd love to see your aquariums, and I might even post them. So yeah, send them over if you decide to try this. And yeah, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Links will be down below for some of those. You can pick up the shrimp from Flip Aquatics, or you can pick up some snails from me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.